everybody, my name's Jonna. Thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm joined with my husband Daniel.
Hello.
And we're going to be ranking the spirits of Spirit Island.
Alright, so what are our ranks?
Okay, so we came up with number one, the best is apocalyptic. Next we have Hand of God. After that we would have supernatural. Force of nature, that's kind of like a spirit that, it does stuff. It's not super powerful or anything to write home about. We have a puka ranking.
A puka?
A puka?
A puka is a spirit that is both troublesome and hopeful.
From old Celtic mythology.
A puka. Well, some of these spirits kind of are puka-ish, so we have a special section for that. And then finally, natural disaster.
Just not very good.
Not very good. It's definitely based on our personal taste.
If you love one of the spirits we just don't find very interesting, it's not an attack on you. And feel free to disagree with us in the comment section. Curious to hear what spirits we dislike that you guys love, or vice versa.
Okay, so who do we have first here?
Going progressively by like when they release them, but inside the little clumps, like the base game, these are just whatever was on top of the pile. There's no rhyme or reason.
Oh, okay.
So the first one is Shadows Flicker Like Flame. The spirit is a fear-heavy spirit and doesn't do a lot of defense. This is one of the first spirits I played a lot of. When we first got the game, I really liked it. It felt very strong. It felt very easy to use. It's a spirit that can destroy the city early on in certain situations. But the more we played harder difficulty levels, this guy seems to get outpowered by the adversaries kind of easily.
Mm-hmm. If I played him once, that was probably the only time. I can't even remember playing him.
You can go fast out of the gate with this guy, but
yeah.
But I feel like he gets hamstrung. This is a curious one. I know a lot of people think he's underpowered. And at the time I was like, I don't know. You can do a ton early on in the game, and you can, but I also think he gets outclassed.
Anyway,
yeah.
Not a favorite, so we're going to put him under
Puka.
We may switch these around. We realize.
Is that undecided? This video is going to be...
I don't know. Okay.
Buckle in, folks.
Let's go.
This is a long video.
Go. Okay.
We just call him rampant green, but
spread of rampant. Yeah.
Okay, this is the plant guy. Mm-hmm. He generally doesn't get a ton of energy, but this spirit's fun because your destroyed presence can come back onto the board. He's very defensive. This guy is great. As a support, he's kind of like a support spirit. You can kind of underestimate him on a 2-player game. You can put your destroyed presence on the island for free, basically, unless the island's blighted, and then it costs an energy. But also, the thing that makes him really strong is he can let other spirits add presence. Mm-hmm. Which can completely change it for some. A lot of spirits are balanced just right, that they put out presence at just the right rate, so they don't steamroll. And what this spirit lets you do is speed that up and really let those spirits take off. So that is really helpful. I kind of like this guy. And then I played in a 4-player game and one person played this guy and I was like, oh my word, this spirit is very good.
Yeah. And it's really cool because you can prevent a Ravager build by just removing your presence. Well, you're destroying it. When you're,
Sacred site. Sorry, I call them sanctuaries. They're sacred sites.
Sacred sites. So that's a really helpful power when you're in a pinch. And then it's also helpful to have destroyed presence. So I like him a lot.
I think Hand of God.
Supernatural?
No, I think Hand of God. It's the sleeper. This is the sleeper spirit. It's like the spirit that doesn't seem strong.
And then he's what holds everyone together.
Because he accelerates other people.
Okay. All right, so we'll put him at Hand of God.
Oceans, Hungry Grasp. I probably play the spirit more than all the other spirits. And I love the guy. Yeah. Until I played with 4 players, and then I realized my opening moves were impossible because I didn't have enough energy. Because the amount of energy he gets from drowned people, drowned invaders, scales on how many players. So, if you're playing this guy with 2 or 3 people, I'd say he's almost top tier. But in larger games, I think he's a lot weaker. Yeah, you need more invaders to count per energy. Like,
Oh,
If you have two people,
yeah.
I don't know. If it's two people, it's like two invaders count. 2 health worth count as an energy. If you have 4 people, you need 4 health worth of invaders to count as an energy.
Okay.
So he doesn't scale well.
It doesn't.
So
we had to re-record this, so we already decided it is going to be supernatural because it's just right in the middle, super solid, but can be trickier to play with more people. But really, really powerful with 2 to 3 people.
Next one, lightning swift strike. This is the one that can go fast all the time. Go ahead, you play this guy all the time. What do you think?
This is one of my favorite spirits to play, favorite spirits to teach. He's very effective, fun. I think he's supernatural. I mean, definitely a force of nature.
Oh,
and supernatural, he's so helpful to play with at whatever level you're at and whoever you're playing with. I would put a Hand of God.
He's very
if it was
offensive
just
and
me.
can help other people. I don't typically play him that much, but that's kind of because you play him so much.
Oh.
No.
So we'll put him at Hand of God because he's just constant too. It doesn't really matter who you're playing against and who you're playing with.
He has no defense at all, though. I don't know.
But he does so much damage, and you can get a lot of cards. Wait, his cards have defense, don't they?
Nope. He has no defense.
Oh.
Okay.
I still think he's.
I think he's supernatural, but I can be persuaded to Hand of God. It doesn't take much to persuade me for him because he's pretty strong. He's fairly strong and flexible.
Okay, we'll put him at supernatural. We'll put him at supernatural.
Next one, vital strength of the earth. This is the original rock golem guy. This is the defensive guy. This is like the typical
super defense. Yeah.
Tank construct. He can make lots of energy.
That's
but
right.
He's slow,
so he can get a lot
slow.
of major powers.
This is one of those spirits that if you have rampant green can speed this guy up and make him super strong.
Cool. Yeah.
But by himself, he's got a very steady. I like this guy.
I like him a lot. I mean,
he's strong. I kind of want to put him as supernatural.
Yeah.
Or
no. Should we put him? I feel like we're gonna end up putting them all at supernatural.
That's probably where most of them are gonna be.
Okay. All right. We'll put him there for now.
Supernatural and force of nature are kind of like the average.
Okay.
Right? And they're all good.
I would say.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Most of the spirits are good.
There's really not any issues with playing with him.
Okay. Next one. Bringer of dreams and nightmares. This is the scary nightmare guy. This guy can be very strong. And in certain scenarios, he's just very difficult to use. Because he can't kill anything.
That scares me in and of itself. I'm filled with fear. Where would you put him? You've had more experience.
Oh, that's tough. I think that when I've used him, it's gone well. But I often don't use him because of the adversary that we're going to play, I think. I don't want to not be able to kill anything.
So you're afraid to play him too. Is he...
I would say that...
Force of nature?
I think he should be force of nature. And I think this is one a lot of people will disagree with us about. Because they'll say, well, he's so strong. But I think just like... We're kind of basing off how we like to play. We often play 2-player and he just... Well, not even that, but just like our play style. And I think the way I play... I think force of nature is what I'd put him at.
How would you say the way you play is very defensive?
No, I like killing things.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't really kill anything.
I don't know.
Okay.
Next one, river surges in sunlight. This guy's more supportive. It's been a little while since I've played him. He's a lot of fun to play with oceans because he pushes a lot of people. A lot of towns and guys.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
He can also give energy to other players, and he can also make the Dohan multiply. He's more of a support character, too. He, she, it's more of a support character.
Well, I don't know. His power...
If you can do it as innate power, he can do a ton of damage.
His innate power is pretty awesome.
I think this was another sleeper. I didn't realize how strong he was until I was good enough to get that innate power going.
So would you say he is not as strong as Ocean's, or just as
I think
strong?
he's more.
You can use him more than Ocean's almost.
He's more flexible than Ocean's.
He's more flexible. That's a good way to put it.
Ocean's can do more damage right out of the gate, especially in lower games. But he can work with a lot of different spirits and help them in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. So we'll put him at Hand of God.
I can't believe I'm putting him at Hand of God.
Well, he's just...
We don't even play it that
simple.
much.
He seems so... like, you underestimate what he can do.
Yeah.
And I never played him until this past year. And I was like, this is so much fun because of how when you continue to collect these powers, it's just... I mean, 2 damage per... I mean, that's all the houses.
I mean,
it doesn't kill cities.
There's not many powers that aren't capped. And his
Yeah.
power is not capped for how much damage it does. It's just 2 damage to each invader. So if you have 15 invaders in that spot, it doesn't matter. You just do 2 damage to every
each
single
one.
one. And that's only your innate
But that's
power.
the only thing is it won't handle cities. So you need...
Yeah, but if
help
you're
with
playing enough cards to trigger this, you're playing 4 other cards. So you're bound to do at least some other
some
damage.
of the other damage. That's true. Yeah, he's really great.
I think
it's your call.
All right. Hand of God?
Yeah.
I can't believe we're doing that.
Okay. All right, let's go for it.
All right.
Ooh.
Thunder Speaker. Everyone's favorite warrior chick.
She's so cool.
They say that these spirits aren't people, but she's like the most person of all the spirits.
Yeah, she is.
She looks like a person with glowing eyes. It's kind of terrifying. It's got to be apocalyptic.
Really?
The spirit herds the Dohan and just unleashes. She unleashes hell.
Whoa. I think could be apocalyptic depending on who is playing her. For me, it might be apocalyptic. It'll just take me like 4 times longer.
Well,
make her so.
It's not the easiest spirit to play. I agree. It's a little
trickier, but I really enjoy playing her, and it just takes my mind a little bit longer because of how you need to have your timing correct for her to be effective.
And that's why I like her, because it's not just, oh, she's just overpowered. She's just better than all the rest, and that's why she's strong. Mm-hmm. It's more like if you can get the ball rolling and get all the Dohan grouped up and working in a part of the map that's useful, you can put out a lot of damage. It's also risky, though, because as soon as a Dohan dies, you lose presence.
Yeah.
So it's not just all reward. There's a lot of risk with that. Because if you're concentrated and something goes completely awry one turn, you can really
get hurt.
You can get hurt bad.
And there's a lot of spirits that could easily sabotage her.
By accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of spirits that do bad things to Dahan.
That's true.
So it is a little tricky. I would say that she is the Hand of God.
She's apocalyptic. I want this one. She's like one of the strongest spirits, I swear.
Okay, we're going for it. We're going for it now.
And tell me I'm wrong in the comments.
Okay.
But this one. Serpent slumbers beneath the island. I played probably more games with him than you have.
Yeah, I haven't played him.
It's one of those spirits. It's one of the few spirits. You need a lot of people to play him. A 2-player game, it's terrible. I think this guy is a Duca.
Duca.
Hopefully I didn't say something bad.
No.
I'm also curious what you guys think.
Such a long name, beneath
because we don't play
island.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. For what it does, it can help other players. This is one of the expansions now. This is the first expansion or like Kickstarter thing. We didn't have it right away.
It's a bit of a puka.
It can absorb other presence, and then it kind of gives bonuses to those other spirits.
Yeah.
But I just don't. There's other spirits
He's not a disaster.
There's other spirits that help other spirits without hurting them.
I feel like other spirits are helping him.
Yeah.
He's like always like, give me your presents and I'll do something cool. And I'm always like, really?
This is another scary one to play. We don't have this category.
I haven't played him.
There's like a category of spirits that are scary to play.
We don't like blighting our island.
This is Heart of Wildfire. This is the wildfire spirit. And you do blight all the time, but you can also remove blight. So you're not hamstrung. It can do a lot of damage. I think it's a force of nature. It's a good spirit. like having to do blight just to put presents out though can kind of limit when you want to put presents out or where you put it out. It's a little less flexible. You do get big rewards if you do it correctly.
I'm going to trust your judgment. Do you want to go with
I want to do Force of Nature.
Force of Nature?
Yeah, because it's strong. Cool. I mean, I've played him and I've played him several, and I've had success with them.
Play that way.
But it's very tricky, and you have to like tell other players like, okay, I'm going to be blighting these lands. Stay away.
Sharp fangs.
Sharp fangs behind the leaves. This is the tiger spirit. I think of it as the tiger spirit.
He's not a tiger. That's a wolf. That's.
We can agree to disagree.
Well, I guess he doesn't.
Those are cat claws.
But
those are cat claws, right? It's got to be cat.
It's a look at his ears.
It's just a nondescript predator.
Sharp fangs.
Beneath.
Either way.
Behind the leaves. Anyway, this guy is a dud. I think that all the invaders come and they see this weird predator and they hunt it to death.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, you just don't have a chance. I don't know. If you're playing Brandyburg, then maybe it can mess with explorers, but
I felt like
I think it's a natural disaster.
I was just trying to figure out how to make the paws go where I needed to, and I don't know. I was just frustrated with him.
Look, this is probably controversial. So if you agree with us that this is a very weak spirit, hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you support us.
Support us either way.
If you disagree with us, then hit that subscribe button. Support us. Maybe we will have more time to just focus on the game and the channel. And
I don't. Where would you rank him?
I told you, natural disaster.
Natural
He's terrible.
disaster. Okay, I
don't
wasn't
like
sure.
him.
I didn't hear the
It's
final
not even hard for me to.
consensus. Yeah, I would totally agree with that one.
Next one. This was the Branch and Claw. This is the branch to the Branch and Claw expansion. Yeah, Keeper of Forbidden Wilds. This is the Ent spirit.
Yes, I love him. Keepers of the...
Okay, and he's a little slow.
I have been forbidden
like all Ents are.
from playing him because...
Don't say that. People already think I'm a cruel person.
Yes. But I was playing it wrong. I was cheating a little, but I still think he's so cool.
A little?
I will try again. I feel like I've come a long way.
He's not good.
2 growth actions, which is always fun.
Yeah.
It's like extra.
He's slow.
Bonus
so
actions.
like he's not very good in the first 4 rounds. Yeah. But afterwards, it's just a wall of
good.
green.
I mean,
I think Hand of God. If you can get the engine going before the island gets blighted with him, or if you have rampant green to help you speed up a little bit, then I think it's a Hand of God spirit. What would you say? Were you going to say apocalyptic?
I don't know what I was going to say. I just thought you were going to go lower. He is more complicated, which is the issue I had. But I like that he uses the vines, because that's like something you don't get to use that much.
He's one of the few spirits that can cordon off an area and basically make it a no-go zone for invaders.
Yeah. He does
which
a
is
lot
crazy helpful.
Unique things.
Okay, so now these are the more recent
Jagged
expansions. We backed the Kickstarter and we kind of went all in now at this point. So I don't know which of these spirits everyone has and which. I'm pretty sure these were only the Kickstarter. These were Kickstarter exclusives.
Okay.
If you have them, you know. If you don't have them, you don't care. All right, so the next
Downpour.
one is Downpour Drenches the World. This is the flooding spirit. It has the unique ability of being able to play the same power multiple times on a turn.
I love. That's really cool.
I didn't like it that much.
I know.
This one I'm going to take flack on. Feel free to tell me in the comments.
I don't know that you will necessarily. I think he has the potential to do really cool things. I think he has the potential to be supernatural.
I think I don't know. I would want to put it as a puka.
Climax, really. He kind of just is this like little machine working behind the scenes.
I don't know. I just think it's a little hamstrung.
A little hamstrung? What do you mean by that?
Well, you get very little energy. I know you can gain energy in special ways.
With the innate powers all the time.
And I rarely want to play a power that costs 0 or 1 energy several times on a turn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens, but I don't know. I would call it a puka.
I would say it's a force of nature. I don't know. I liked him, but I also feel like it is kind of a puka. I don't know.
So you
I
make the
could go
final
either
call.
way.
You make the final call.
I'll put it as a puka because I actually like the pukas. Honestly, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Although it's second from the bottom.
I would not choose any of the puka spirits. Whereas the force of nature ones, I
played him
might.
a couple times. I played him several times in a row, and I kind of like was done. So
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
We'll put him as a puka.
Yeah, I think that's fitting.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Finders of Paths Unseen. The thing about the spirit is that everyone at the table needs to be really good at the game to kind of make it work. The other really weird thing about this guy is whenever you destroy invaders, you lose presence. So you want to be careful if you're the one killing things. It's weird. I think we're going to put it at
Force of nature?
Force of nature. I feel like it has so much potential, but I don't see me really using him. I almost want to do puka. But maybe Force of nature because we haven't played with him a lot.
I would suggest puka. He scares the crap out of me because of that, you lose presence. Like,
you can
lose
isolate
power.
lands, though, to keep invaders from...
Unless you're just not going to try and cause damage and you're just going to be manipulating
That's basically what you do, yeah. I could see in big games, like 5 to 6 player games, this being so useful. Because you could...
You'd do something really cool.
But most of the time, puka.
Okay, we'll put him at puka.
I guess so. Tell us how
Sorry,
we're wrong in
everyone.
the comments.
Tell us how we're wrong. Engage, please.
Grinning tricksters, something monkeys. Grinning trickster stirs up trouble. It's the
Stirring
monkey.
up trouble.
There's not even a monkey who
He's
won
a
it.
trickster.
I always think of it as a monkey.
Troublesome trickster.
I don't like this guy.
He is the definition of a puka.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
He
true.
is. That's kind of why I was like, oh.
Yeah, because
trickster going there.
some of the abilities could hurt you as much as they help you.
But he is fun, and he adds this level of funness. So if you're playing with people who are trying to learn it, and they're like, oh, I hope we don't lose, don't play this spirit. But if you kind of want to like have an adventure, yeah,
Puka.
He's a puka. He is good and bad, but he's.
I would put him at natural disaster.
Yeah, you hate him.
I do
but
not
I
like
feel
him.
like they designed him to be a puka. Like
Yeah, that's pretty much what he is.
it wasn't like he's just a weak spirit.
If you're
He
going by
really is a
the
mixed
pure
bag.
definition of a puka, yeah. Volcano looming high. This is a fun one. I like this guy a lot.
He is really fun. He's so hand of
Explosive.
God, apocalyptic.
Is he apocalyptic? He can be. He can be.
He can be. He really can be.
And when you are with him, it feels really good. But he's also dormant most of the game.
He is dormant.
Most of the game,
but
you're not doing much.
He can be a game ender.
He is.
He's kind of
The
apocalyptic.
end of the game climax type. I want to put him at Hand of God, though. Because he's difficult to use. You can lose the game before you do anything cool.
Oh, that's true. And then it's like, I was waiting to explode, and there's so much distraction.
I still think Hand of God, though.
Oh, I want to put him up there. He's a volcano. He is like the death and creation of Earth itself. That's what a volcano is.
He's one volcano. He's not the ring of fire.
All right, I'll put him at Hand of God.
It's like one of the few
but-
spirits that we actually have to deal with this in real life. Not us, but some people. Sorry, those people. Vengeance burning as a plague.
Okay.
This is the disease
I forgot about
and
him.
poison spirit. I like this guy. He can be tricky to use. He uses he relies on the disease tokens. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah, I like this guy.
I wouldn't say that he's
got us through
he's
the
not really
lockdowns.
more powerful than maybe a lot of the other ones. He just has unique gameplay. I would say supernatural.
I would say he's supernatural. He's one of my favorite supernaturals, though.
Yeah.
I really enjoy him.
Yeah, he's fun to play.
He's
just
really
not
good,
as
but he
strong
isn't like a
as-
powerhouse. It's
Right,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the lizard. He's kind of cute in an evil way.
He's kind of cute. No, but I like all the
This guy's
symbols,
cuter.
too.
Lore of the deep wilderness.
That's not cute.
He doesn't look cute with his little glowing,
Beady double eyes.
his 4-eye.
His wiggly hand.
He's a little cute creature. If you saw that out in the wilderness, you'd be like, oh, what's that cute little thing?
He reminds me of that monster, that YouTube monster who's always drinking, never mind. Never mind. Please,
I'm out of the loop.
cutting that
I'm
out.
out of the loop. This guy's fun.
Baileys.
I'm all Craig.
He's always drinking Baileys. He's like in a boat. He's like weird. And he takes
Sorry.
people down into his cave and he's always drinking Baileys.
You ever drunk Bailey's from a shoe?
I don't know that.
Whiskey,
So,
okay.
Lure into the wilderness.
Yeah.
This guy is good. He's the opposite of Oceans. He can't go in the coastal lands. Because he's deep wilderness guy.
He is my kryptonite.
I love this guy.
Wait, that would assume I'm super somehow, but I cannot play this spirit.
I think he's almost apocalyptic.
His timing is just like Thunder Speaker, where you have to plan a turn ahead to like be effective, and he's very limited in his spacing. He can't go into the coastal land. I think it's just like
He can't go in the
too
coastal
much,
lands,
Too much for me. I don't know.
So you wouldn't say apocalyptic because you don't like him. I would say
No.
apocalyptic.
I would say
Can we
natural disaster.
Oh, really?
I don't like.
Can we compromise and say Hand of God?
What's great about him?
Because he's so strong. He can do a lot of damage. He turns the cities and towns into explorers, and then he can kill explorers at will, basically. So he indirectly kills cities very well.
Okay. You want to put him in Force of Nature? Hand of God?
I want to put him as Hand of God. I kind of want to put him as apocalyptic, but
I cannot write his name.
this one you're not going to find, I bet, because Hand of God's Lure the Deep Wilderness might be.
I will find it. They're all here.
They're all going to be fishing
They're
lures.
all here.
Oh.
They were fishing lures. I was spelling wilderness wrong, so. Okay, he can be the Hand of God, but I will not play him. I cannot play him.
But you'll do it for me.
Supernatural.
That's what marriage is about, folks.
He
Compromise.
is supernaturally weird.
He's lovely. You should try him out. I love him. It's really good.
All right, we'll put him at supernatural, but just remember, like,
That's good. That way,
we compromise.
Yeah, we compromise. All right. Many minds move as one. This is the other animal spirit. You're the birds from Hitchcock.
Force of nature.
This
Hand of God.
It's apocalyptic. This is one of the best spirits. It's
I would
so
agree.
strong. It's so flexible. It does a lot of damage. It does a lot of defense. You can move around the board easily.
Yeah. He can get, yeah.
He helps you with the
He works well with
events.
the other spirits.
Because he's
Like,
always putting more paws out, moving
yeah.
where you want them.
So, yeah, he's great. We love him. He is apocalyptic.
He's apocalyptic. He's the only. It was him and Lure into the Wild. Him and something else that I beat on the hardest level.
Whoa.
I beat the. I don't remember which adversary that
That's
was. now.
exciting. I didn't know that.
Fractured Days Split the Sky. This is a weird time warping spirit.
He seems apocalyptic, but...
Yeah, that drawing is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it seems epic.
This is a spirit that has a separate time.
It makes
Currency.
lands disappear, or not exist.
Yeah, it can like freeze time on a land so nothing happens there. It also gets a separate pile of cards that are like alternative timelines, basically. And you can spend time to go into those timelines. That's thematically what's going on.
Okay.
Basically, it's a separate hand of cards that you can play from if you spend your time tokens.
What are you going to say? Because I
played this guy several times. I would say he's force of nature. He's not that strong, but
I was going to say he's a puka. He reminds me, this is the Q spirit. He is
except
all
he's not that powerful. No, he's not. He's not all powerful at all.
But he's also like not super helpful or insightful. I don't know. He's like messing around with stuff, messing around with nature.
Yeah,
But why?
he can also. I don't know.
I know people like him. I've heard lots of comments. I've gotten lots of comments about playing him specifically.
Oh, really? I would say he's a force of nature because he does do cool things.
I haven't played him, so who am I? I'm gonna.
Yeah, as someone who's played him. No, he does do. He's not puka because like he's reliably
doing
He's
something.
reliable at the things that he's doing.
Okay. Force of
And he
nature
scales well.
seems totally fair.
All right, let's do that.
Seems totally fair. And I'm only judging.
I
from
just think that
concept.
he's not as good as I was like, this
As you
could be
thought.
awesome. And the other time I was like, yeah, it's actually not that great. Starlight seeks its form. Was a really interesting idea. It's kind of, when I say it like this, it doesn't sound cool at all, but it's like Build-A-Bear spirit. Because
Oh, yeah, that sounds so
lame.
bad.
You can do anything with this spirit. You just choose as you're putting presents out what abilities you're going to have, what innate powers you're going to have. And it's cool. It's flexible that way. You can... it's a lot of thinking, though. I think this is maybe one of the hardest spirits to play.
I have not played it, but I would assume.
It's up there with the hummingbird spirit as far as like...
It seems
holding a lot in your brain
yeah,
at once. But I think it's pretty good because of that. It's very flexible.
Okay.
Like,
Would you say
I'm not rating these
powerful,
based
though?
on how easy
It's
they are to
probably
play.
powerful based on who you're playing with and how well you play it.
I think it's kind of powerful because if other spirits
Like what the other
tend to
spirits
get
have
cards that
playing.
are doing certain things, you can kind of adjust what you can do based on what they're doing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I want to put it at supernatural. That's my opinion.
Okay. I won't argue with you.
I mean,
haven't
some
played
people might say he has to be higher, but I don't think. I think that's pretty good.
it. Okay. He would.
I mean, he can be a lot of fun if you like that, but also it takes a lot of brain, it takes a lot of wavelength just to decide how you're going to build your character, let alone what you're going to do on the map.
Decision-making skills.
Yeah, so
Required.
if you have a hard time deciding, don't
Yeah.
use them. You can slow the game down. Anyways, Stone's Unyielding Defiance. This is the new Stone guy.
I like this.
This is the Stone guy. I guess the other guy is
Stones.
Unyielding Defiance. This guy's good. He's real good. He
He's good. Real good. We've been through a lot of spirits so far.
This is why I'm not allowed on the channel very often. I'm not very articulate.
No, you're doing great. Yeah, he is actually real good.
He's real good.
We like him.
He's very strong.
I'm trying to remember why.
He's very unyielding. It's a very good name for him because Stone Unyielding Defiance, he can take a lot of blight in a land and then make the land difficult terrain and just fight back. I think he's a hand of God. Some of the other spirits that cause blight make it hard to play with other players. And you can run through your blight pool and make the island blighted
right.
faster.
Yes, he
and
does
this
really
guy
good
just
stuff with
doesn't
blight.
care about blight. As long as you
Yeah.
have enough energy, like you don't have to remove your presence when blight's added under certain circumstances, and you can pay energy to have the blight come from the box and not the board.
Yeah.
He just doesn't
That
care
is
about
really
it.
cool. So you're saying apocalyptic or hand of God?
I was saying Hand of God.
Okay.
Like he's really strong.
That makes more sense. I was like, that's
But-
pretty high. Okay. I would totally agree with him because he's one of the few spirits where blight is to his benefit. And he can
He
can
just
do a
doesn't
lot
care,
with
yeah.
Yeah.
Shifting Memories of Ages. This is a strong support character. And he supports other spirits by giving them elements. He's good. He gets a lot of energy. But he can't play a lot of cards.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he's a force of nature.
force of nature.
He's
He's
like-
almost endearingly, I want to call him a puka, but he's way more
He's more helpful than a puka.
Way more helpful than a puka.
Yeah.
He
also
is
probably
limited.
has the highest energy production of
Gosh,
any
you can
spirit.
get 9 energy. in
You
one
can
turn.
you can just choose to take 9 energy. And on top of that is energy.
But you better not because
Presence track.
You can't put your presence.
You could, in theory, get 15 energy every turn. Which means you could be
Crazy.
playing 3 major powers every turn.
What I don't like
I don't
about
know
him is that he doesn't
be hard to
seem
get
to
there.
be a specific thing of nature. I don't know what he is. It's because he's based on time or
Memory, yeah.
and stuff. So
He's a support character that
yeah.
can play lots of major powers.
yeah,
So he's not bad, but he's a force of nature.
he's not as synchromatic. Synchromatic a word?
Maybe. I don't know.
He doesn't sync with the other spirits as beautifully. He kind of just like fits in wherever.
You can't go wrong with them, but also...
Okay.
All right.
Force of nature.
Last one. Shroud of Silent Mist.
Did we save the best for last?
I don't think so.
Kind of.
I really like this spirit, though.
I do too.
I love the idea of putting your presence out and meandering slowly. It's very thematic. It's one of the more thematic spirits, I feel.
I personally like this one, and he does mostly slow actions, so that's saying a lot. Like he's very
That's true. I
thematic.
forgot about
He can cause damage. He causes fear. He can keep those. He keeps the invaders damaged.
Yes,
like
they don't heal up at the end of the turn.
Right,
Which
right.
can be very
And that's really
useful.
unique.
It's unique too, yeah.
So we like him a lot, and we're going to put him at Hand of God.
Hand of God,
Okay.
yeah. Is there any, after seeing our list now, like after seeing it all, what would you move any around?
I feel like Oceans should go up. And that
Okay. I could agree with that.
I feel like this ant guy.
The Ent guy?
Ant guy.
Should he be?
I don't know.
The Ent guy, for those of you who aren't looking, is
I think Oceans should go up for sure.
Keeper of Forbidden Wilds. You think the Ent guy should be?
I don't know.
Apocalyptic?
I think we could leave Hand of God alone, but I think Oceans should be upgraded. I think
so?
Oceans is pretty powerful. We
I'm
have a lot
torn
of
because I'm
pukas.
surprised I ranked the Rivers guy above Oceans.
He's so helpful though, and Oceans can get stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm okay. I'm surprised. I kind of want to put
you want to leave it.
I kind of want to put the Shadow guy down in Natural Disaster. I mean, just to be clear,
I feel like
all the spirits are usable. It's not like the Natural Disaster ones are just unplayable. That's not what this ranking's about, because the game's too good. Remember, this is our favorite. This is my favorite game. So
yeah, and Spirit Island is designed for different players. So for
styles.
example, for different player styles.
probably play Shadows over the Bird one or whatever, but
Yeah.
at least those do something that the other ones don't. Whereas these two spirits,
I feel like
you could do the same thing with
Yeah.
other spirits. They just do it more poorly. I'd almost put the Serpent at the bottom too.
yeah, I almost put Downpour at the bottom. That's why.
I would put the Downpour down more
Alright,
so than.
we're gonna move them down.
All right, Downpour down, Downpour down.
We'll leave the Serpent where he
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Because in big games, he could be.
The Hummingbird will
beneficial.
leave where they are, and Trickster is so tricky. But because it was designed to be that way, I feel like I just want to leave him where he is. I know that you despise him. But he is in essence a puka, and he does have the potential to do good.
All right. If you guys stuck around to the end,
Thanks. Thanks for being here.
thank you. And if you ever find yourself in Wintersville, PA, you can stop by at the game store From the Ashes. Our friend Joe runs it.
Gaming from the Ashes.
From the Ashes Gaming. We love it, Joe, and your store. We know its name.
Meet us there. We'll play Spirit Island.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching and hanging in there to the end. If you're still here, put a little emoji in the comments to let us know that you stuck it out to the end.
Give us your emoji for each spirit. What is the emoji for each spirit?
All right. We love you guys. Thanks for watching with us, and we'll see you in the next one.
I like you guys.
I love them. I love you guys.